So in all seriousness, what is something that you want to see happen in your life right now? And think about that. And I'm going to tell you to make room for it. You have to make room for it, and you have to prepare for it like you know that it's going to happen. This is serious. This is how you bring things to pass in your life. You literally have to, be active in your everyday life. You see what I'm saying? Along with, your faith and your prayers, be active. Because when you're active, this is how you draw things towards you. Come on, catch them diamonds. So whatever it is, start making room for it and start preparing for it, like actually doing it. Let's just say let's start with something popular. A lot of people do want romance. A lot of people want to meet their, person that they can do life with. So if that's the case, then what is it that you need to work on within yourself so that you can maintain this type of relationship? So while you're busy doing self-development, doing your part, that's what made things go by a little quicker in life, because you're actually preparing for something. It's like when you're at home and let's just say you're packing and getting ready to move, and you're organizing and doing all of this. And by the time you look at the clock, it's like, dang, time went by, because you're busy actually working. So let's just say you want to prepare to move up on a job. Whatever it is, you literally have to get involved with whatever you're praying about. And also ask God to let his will be done. And also ask God to, order your steps, and also go in and change things that you may have wrong. So, and what I mean by that, for an example, let's just say you want to move. There's a desire within you where you feel like God is calling you to move, but you have one city in mind or one state in mind. You may have the part of moving, you may have that figured out. Like, I know God is going to move me. I know I'm going to move, but you may not have the right location. So that's what I mean by asking God to order your steps, or also, if I'm getting something wrong, God, change that direction, or, reveal it to me that I got the right idea, but I got the wrong place, something like that. You see what I'm saying? But seriously, you have to get involved in whatever you are asking God for. Okay, and another reason why I'm talking about this, because I know people want to see, action in their life. Like, you have to activate these things. I was reading in the book of James, if I'm not mistaken, because I read Matthew and also read James just like 2 days ago. And it was talking about how your faith needs to go together with your works, right? And I think, where people get stuck at, they just get stuck with, praying, and we just leave it at that. We don't become proactive. And I also have a message about being proactive. So it was like, what good does it do if you, for an example, the Bible gave an example of, if you walk past your brother or sister or somebody who's in need of, like, let's say food or clothing, and the only thing you say is, I'm going to pray for you, or, eat well, or I'll pray for you, or, whatever, but you don't do anything about it. You see what I'm saying? We are called for action. That's what I'm going to call this message. Call for action. So there has to be some action. Like, let me go to an example from my personal life of when I knew that I was into fashion, right? I was like, okay, there needs to be action done. So I started to look up other brands and what they did, and, just researching what I wanted to get into. Then I started action wise, learning things about how to, trademark my own stuff, and, make sure that on the legal side that I'm, fully covered and official, right? So like I say, there's this thing where it's call for action, putting your faith and your works together, actually doing something about it. You know what I'm saying? Because like I say, things will come a lot quicker when you are working as well. Catch them diamonds. And honestly, I really do know that this is what set back a lot of believers, because I've been in that space where we're so used to just praying and waiting on God. But like I tell people, I have a message called detect the season, meaning you got to detect whether you're waiting, or you got to detect whether you're, being instructed to move and, to call for action. Because if you get stuck waiting all your life, you're going to be about 50, 60, 70 years old, still waiting for something to come to pass. And you're going to find yourself talking about the things that you always wanted to do. There are more believers that, believe in God, who are sitting and waiting and still talking about things they wanted to do at 21 and they 62. That's how that happens, because there was no action being done. And a lot of times you got to realize is you're not going to have a lot of help. So if you're waiting on people to open up their doors to give you opportunity, you're going to be waiting. See, the earlier I learned that, the better off I was, where I am now in my 30s. I learned this very, very early because I started out trying to, have a career early in life, just trying to do things. So, and a lot of times you looking for, man, I'm about to preach and I ain't even mean to do this. But a lot of times you're looking for somebody to be your savior or somebody to open up an opportunity for you. But honestly, you may be that opportunity. You are the big opportunity. And I'm going to tell you why I say that. I had a friend guy years ago, and he always used to tell me, well, we're still friends, but years ago, he used to tell me, he was like, how you might not start a company one day and give yourself the opportunity that you want from other people. And when he used to tell me that, it was so aggravating. Because I was like, at that time, I'm young and I didn't see myself being nobody who would be an opportunity. I didn't look like an opportunity back then. I'm just a young girl that wanted to pursue, the things that I was gifted in. I wanted to pursue that career. But I always saw somebody else being somebody. I always saw other people opening doors for me. I never saw myself opening doors for myself or, just with God. You get what I'm saying? He always used to say that, how you know you're not going to start a company? Had no idea I would start companies. I had no idea I would have a growing platform and be a motivational speaker. I had no idea. So it really got on my nerves. But catch them diamonds for those that need that. Because it really happened. I end up opening my own doors and opportunity, meaning with God, not without God. But I didn't have to go for somebody else. What I needed was already within me. Come on. Now that's a word, catch them diamonds. Okay, and before I close my message, I think you get the picture. Meaning start clearing the table, working on it. Call for action, your call for action. Start working in the area that you want to be blessed in, okay? So when it comes along that you can maintain it, even if it's starting a business, even if it's moving up on a job, prepare your mind to be in leadership and, to know how to, what they call it, crowd control. Like, how to handle a bunch of people. You know what to do in case this happens. The next thing, when it comes to love, let me talk on that real quick. If you are asking God for love and you want to have a commitment, you better be sure that you're somebody that's lovable. Like, meaning you're not going to sabotage. Long story short. Don't, because what the worst thing that can happen to you is you meet somebody who is very healed and mature. They're selfless. They want to be, one person, all of those things, right? And you have that personality and that mentality to sabotage it, because that's what happened to a lot of people. You end up meeting somebody who got it together. Not perfect, but this is a fair person. This is a person who's right within their heart. They're pure. Their intentions are always pure when they go towards anybody. The worst thing you're going to do in life is not be ready and sabotage it. I can guarantee you that. You got two options in life. Either you're going to be the person who watching somebody else build their life, or you're going to get busy building up your own life. Because no matter what, you're still called to action. Catch them diamonds.